So this is the 2311 by Oracle Arms. Is it everything that they say it is? So this is a story of how I was able to get my hands on an Oracle Arms 2311, probably one of the coolest guns of 2023. So a few weeks ago, I had John Patton of the Gun Collective. He came on my podcast. It's on a different channel called the Costly Conversations Podcast. John let me know, like, hey, we're doing this event. I want you to come. I catch an early morning flight on the day of the event. I rush to the airport. I get in line. The line is wrapping all the way around the building. It's just kind of a mess. 30-minute wait times to get through TSA. I'm looking at the TSA pre-check like, maybe should I? But I'm a man of principle and I refuse to pay money for a thing they can do for free. Finally touch down, get the rental car, speed off to the event. It's about an hour away from the airport over in Grinnell, Iowa. Really, nothing's out there. I swear to goodness, it's just Brownells. We get to the Brownells. They say, hey, everybody's actually at the range. Oh, I'm like, okay, cool. So we head out to the range. We run into some old friends. We run into some new friends. We run into Mike from Tactical Considerations. Real quick note, Mike from Tactical Considerations is supposed to be on in a few weeks. So if you're interested in talking with him and being part of that conversation, make sure you go subscribe. As we run into Jonathan, we run into Twista, of all people. We run into Kevin Dixie, John Keys from Guns Out TV. Everyone is at GunCon. I'm like, yo, this is sick. I run into the guys from Oracle Arms, and they say, hey, you want to give it a try? I'm like, don't threaten me with a good time. We load up a mag. I pass him the GoPro. We shoot a few. Load up a mag, pass him the big boy camera. We shoot a few rounds, and we shoot the full size and we shoot the compact. There were some models set up for iron sights, but I've opted for the optics version just because that's what I've been shooting more recently. The compact, I shot the full size. I didn't love it as much as the compact, but I shot the compact, and that was sick. It was just a great time. The full weight of the gun feels really good in your hands. The way that the slide cycles back and forth feels really good. The trigger feels super crispy. Like everything that you want in this gun to be good feels great. The ergonomics of the way the grip is set up feels good. And the magwell is probably, in my opinion, the least aesthetically pleasing thing about the gun. But other than that, like everything sits really well in the hand. Watch the video as it's going in slow motion. I'm not readjusting my grip at all. Because, when you shoot little guns, things kind of move around. You have to reestablish your grip. No, like as I'm shooting this gun, it's probably the size of a Glock 19. And it's just cycling. Day 2, I was able to go to the table and really let them break down everything about the gun. And I'm going to let them do that right now.
Nate, Oracle Arms, here at GunCon 2023. So we've got 2 models out here today at the show. We had them on the range yesterday, put a few thousand rounds through them all. Couldn't be happier with the way they're performing. So for those of you that don't know, we debuted this gun at SHOT Show earlier this year, and now we've got our kind of production lineup. They're ready to go. Should be a few more weeks for the release, so keep an eye on our social media and our website for that. For those of you that aren't familiar with the firearm, what we've done is we've taken the 1911 Series 70 style fire control group, so the trigger essentially, and made it interface with a double stack 9mm. So we used the SIG P320 footprint magazines, and then got the Series 70 trigger to interface with that. We did get rid of the grip safety for you 1911 aficionados. That's gone. But we kept things like the applied safety. We've also added ambi controls to include the ability to reverse your magazine release, but you've got your slide stop, slide release here on the left side of the firearm, so that you left-handed people get a little love there. Everything we are going to send out is going to be optics ready, so we've done all the cuts for you. This is how it'll appear straight from us. We talked about this at SHOT Show, but it's, your iron sights are going to be on a plate of its own. And then when you buy our firearm from us, you're going to get these nice Save Your Equipment bags, 3 magazines, and then you're going to get the 3 optics plates that are going to cover most of your MRDS out there in the industry. So that's a good thing for everybody. You're going to be able to take this gun right out of the box and make it your own using the equipment that you have without having to send it back to us for machine work and tuning and that kind of stuff. So We're very excited about it. Our price points, so our compact models, so the one that has the 4 1/4 inch barrel, that's going to start at $17.99 MSRP, and then we have our full size right here with the 5-inch barrel. That's going to MSRP for $21.99. The
Nice.
mag wells and all that, you'll notice at the 6 o'clock, so the grip, really the only difference here is the mag well. They're actually interchangeable, so you'll be able to kind of pick and choose what you want based off of what your need and what your purpose is for purchasing this firearm. So we're excited to see this with our recreational shooters, our weekend shooters. Excited to see it in the hands of competition shooters and our brothers and sisters in blue. We're happy to see it in duty holsters. So remember, the inspiration for this firearm was reliability, durability of a service weapon, injected with some race gun performance, and that's what we've done here.
All right, so in regards to it being similar to a P320, it's just the magazine compatibility?
Correct. So some of the parts are also interchangeable. So not only do you have your magazine, looks very familiar, but things like your magazine release, that's kind of your SIG base, and then of course you've got your more 1911 influence on some of the parts. So it's going to be part dependent, but you're looking at some cross compatibility with your between the firearms themselves.
Nice. Okay. And what does support look like on these? If somebody gets it and they're like, "Oh, I'm confused on what part goes where," are they able to go onto the website and kind of get a rundown of parts compatibilities? Or
yes, so a lot of that will be available. We're going to start. We've got that list started as to what we know interfaces with what, and then eventually, probably 2024, we'll have an actual custom pro shop that will really be figuring out what part of this we can actually get more custom. So an example of that is, the size of your applied safeties. That's obviously something that's high on our list. Low profile, high profile, larger on the left side, smaller on the right. We're going to have all those options. Your tactile points here on the left and right side will have modularity on the size there. And then for all these parts, we'll be able to, even like something as simple as this trigger, more options to follow. But that'll be, down the road, probably a year from now before we get up and running.
Excellent. So the biggest thing that I consider when buying a new gun is holster compatibility. What kind of holsters does this fit into, or does it require its own special holster?
So we have had some success with the SIG Legion holsters, and the some of your kind of 2011 traditional 2011 style and some of your 1911 style. It really depends on how the holster is designed. Is it locking onto your trigger guard? Is it locking onto the light? So some of that, these gas pedals is kind of where it gets hung up, but we do know that some of these the holsters that are out there on the market now will facilitate these firearms. But following SHOT Show, we were approached by numerous holster companies, and we love getting getting guys that want to come in and be a part of it. And so they actually have molds of our guns or actual firearms themselves that they're going to create holsters for. So by the time these are ready to ship in the next few weeks, the holster problem is going to be solved. We'll have EDC, we'll have competition, friction retention, as well as level 2, level 3 for those that need something like that.
Excellent.
A little bit more robust.
And my biggest thing about this gun is when you need to buy more magazines, because I recommend everyone, if you own a firearm, you should have about 5 to 10 mags for that specific gun. And you're going to be able to do that without spending thousands of dollars, unlike with like the traditional 2011s. Those mags can be over $100. So imagine buying 10 magazines for your, I'm not going to name a name brand, but a nice 2011 style, double stack 1911 style gun. It's going to get expensive. If you can do that for half the cost, you can save that money and put it towards your training, which you should be spending a lot of money on training. When I say spending a lot of money, you should be spending your money wisely on training and implementing that throughout the year. So you can, take that and put it towards your next class next year. If you take one a year, if you take 2 a year, same concept, right? Now, my question is for you. Was there any point that I hit on that you need a little bit more explanation? Is there anything that we didn't touch that you definitely have a question about? Let me know down below, and I'll do my best to reach back out to the team at Oracle Arms and let them answer, and maybe we'll do some sort of follow-up. Hope maybe, In some universe, they'll send me a review copy that I can shoot for a few weeks, and we'll decide what happens after that. And we can really kind of get to the nitty gritty of what this gun can really, really do. I appreciate you for staying for the whole video. And like I said, let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to try to get the information to you ASAP. Follow me on Instagram for a little bit faster updates. See ya.